This is going to be a very brief demonstration of how the SmartPOINT CSS Editor can, in combination with the Firefox web developer toolbar and the Firefox, the Firebug extension, how it can help you change styles on your DotNetNuke website very quickly and easily. Very briefly, this is what the editor looks like. I have it placed on a page that is only visible to content managers, which is the role I'm using to edit the website. It's not visible to anyone else. The editor is simply a text box, and it has a couple of links underneath where you can apply any changes that you've typed in here. You can retrieve the last version that you applied, and you can retrieve the default portal CSS. This may not be the one that you're looking at. It's actually the default portal CSS in the portals_default folder on your DotNetNuke website. You can always check and see what that is by clicking on it. There we go. It's the styles for DotNetNuke style sheet. It's been in here for decades. A lot of empty styles. It can be useful for restyling things such as links, headers, important command buttons, but we're not going to apply that because we're just going to leave the one that was in place on this site already. So instead of clicking apply or retrieve last, all I'm going to do is refresh the page, not by refreshing but by clicking the menu link again. There we go. It reloads the style sheet that was there already. Now I'm going to use this to do something tricky, something that people often want to do, and that is remove these little help icons on the registration or on the login form. And I was going to do it on the login, but decided this is slightly more complex here because there's an image there which we can remove, but there's an image there that we don't want to remove. So we'll see how we can just remove that one and not that one. And what we're going to do first is use the Firebug add-on, and to use that we right click on the page and we scroll down on the element that we want to change or that we want to examine, and then we scroll down and click Inspect Element. That brings up this window here, and it shows us the actual code in the page. IMG, that is that image, and while I'm hovering on that, I have my cursor on it, we can see that the actual image is highlighted. If I move around to the next tag up, the image is a link, so that's highlighted. The label, that's the entire label, the image and the username label, and so on up through the page. There's a span going all the way to the edge of the cell there, a div around that for some reason, another div around that, and we go all the way up to the table. There we go. Actually the table cell, which includes the field and the other image and the entire table. So if we wanted to get rid of just that image, the way we'd normally try and do that is using a style called display none. And if we display anything as none, it will vanish. It's quite cool like that. So we could simply display images as none and the all images would vanish, but we don't want to do that. We want to keep all the other images. We just want to target these. So we have to find a way that we can somehow narrow down, limit what we're going to hide, narrow down what we're going to hide, and we do that by examining where the image sits. First, what we want to do is we want to get a surrounding style, something that covers all of the images that we're trying to hide. And if I go up through this little tree, I can see that that table there covers all of those images. And that table has got an ID tag right there. See, table ID, DNN, something or other. Well, if I click on that, copy it, I can make use of that to target the images within this table. And let's do that briefly. I'm going to go Control E. This opens another cool little tool. This is the web developer add-on. In this we can see the entire cascade of style sheets that are being applied to this web page. There's the standard DotNetNuke default CSS, the skin CSS which belongs to this skin, menu, which covers the menu. Usually the menu is inside the skin CSS, but it's outside here. A container style sheet, that is for any containers applied on the page. This is who knows what. There's a style applied somewhere. And the portal style sheet, that's the one we have access to using the other tool. In fact, we have access to default and portal using the SmartPOINT CSS Editor. Embedded styles is for any styles that are hard-coded in the page and not in a style sheet. It also contains styles here that Firebug uses for its display. You can ignore those. The important thing is there may be hard-coded styles, and they would appear here in this style sheet. So let's go down to portal, because that's the one we're actually going to be editing.